Hello friends and welcome. Okay, so before we get started on the orange 1969 Gravely LI that we're selling, I want to get the 61 Gravely done. And what we're going to do today is I'm going to do a cold start on it. In the last video I showed you how to do a quick cleaning on the carburetor without taking the carburetor off and taking it apart. I get lucky with that a lot. Sometimes I do have to take the carburetor off, take it apart, and do a thorough cleaning. But we were able to do the quick cleaning on this, and it seemed to start right up, and it ran good after we did the cleaning. The biggest problem it had was the cold start. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a cold start on this, and then we'll get on with the rest. I did notice one thing. When this sits, before I put this fuel shut off on, and the tractor was sitting, I don't know if the needle and seat was stuck or the float's not adjusted right, but it was leaking some gas out of the carburetor. So I'm not so sure. But we got it to run pretty good. And I'll give it some throttle here, and we'll choke it, and we'll see what happens with it. That's the best cold start I've ever had. I'll leave a link to the video where I did the quick carburetor cleaning in case anybody wants to see it. I'll leave it in the description. And then we'll get on to, I'll show you a couple things first. I want to show you the attachments that came with the tractor. I don't like doing this way. I'm sorry. Alright, so with the tractor, we got the sulky, we got the roller rest, so you could run the tractor without an attachment on it. Okay, this is the mower deck we're going to be using. It's an M106. It's the better deck than the ones we've been using here. And we also got this M106 also here. It also came with the sickle, and it came with the dog eater. Let me show you something that I found. There was two blades on here that are pretty worn out, but let me show you what I found on that. This is to crisscross the blades. And I noticed on this, the blades weren't crisscrossed. They were like close together like this. Somebody flattened out here and here, because you're supposed to put a blade on, put this on, and then put the other blade crisscross. I'm going to try to bend this back. I have a funny feeling it might break. I see a pretty big crease in here, but I'll do the best I can with that, and hopefully I won't break it. So that deck that we're going to put on has the mulcher kit on it also. Alright, so today's plan is I'm going to drop my friend's plow off of this and put it towards the front of the tractor with my other plow there. And we're going to service the mower deck. Okay, so the first thing I did is I took the blade off. I have a nail that I nailed to the fence here. And I just checked it for balancing. Balanced perfect. I had one blade once, maybe some of you remember. It was like rusted on one side. It was way out of balance. The machine was vibrating so bad it kept knocking the PTO out of gear. I had to take a lot out of that. That's one of the blades we're using with the other mulcher brush hog. I have that on there with the two blades. Anyway, somebody did the old grease in the gearbox trick. which is okay. So chances are the bottom seal is shot. I see that happen a lot with these. So what I'm going to do is I got some grease. I'm just going to stuff some grease in there for now. I don't know how the other mower deck is over there. I don't know if that had a problem, but since this has the mulcher fender on it, I'm just going to use this one. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do here is, I'll set you up on the tripod in a minute, but I just want to show you what we do here. What I want to do is adjust the clutch. I put this tie strap on here for a reference point. What is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's six bolts and springs, and then there's a lock nut here. What you do is you loosen all the lock nuts, in which I did already. And what you're supposed to do is just tighten the bolt and spring assembly up tight, not too tight, just snug it. And then you just turn it out a half a turn. And then lock your lock nut, and you're done. Alright, so like I said, I loosened all the lock nuts. And then what you're going to do is you're just going to take, I bring everything to the top here. And then kind of get your ratchet back on there so it's straight up. Well, you could do this. It doesn't matter. It don't make a difference. And reverse the ratchet. And just back it down a half a turn. I'm probably your way left and right. And that's a half a turn, so the handle's facing straight down. And you just keep on doing that all the way around. And then as soon as you do that, like I said, lock the lock nut. You're going to have to hold the ratchet on there. You have to reverse it and hold it on there so the bolt don't turn. Simple. I'll do one more and then I'll lock these two up off camera. And then what I'll do is I'll hook this thing up. We'll start it up and see how it is. It might have been adjusted alright in the first place. We got burned once with one of these mower decks. We were cutting the field and it kept on slipping. So I said hopefully it's just an adjustment, which it was. And then we did this adjustment and then it was fine. So since then I don't want to take any chances. Alright, so that's it. So I'll lock these two lock nuts and then I'll do the other four. We'll hook the mower deck onto the tractor. I might start it up on the trailer or kick the PTO on. Now I can relieve some room in the storage now by putting this up on here. I got my tarps are over there. I'm going to cover everything up. So I want to start relieving some room in there because we got a lot more work to do. I got to pull everything out so we get the 69 out and work on that, get it ready for resale. Okay, so the mulcher fender, that's missing a bolt on top. I'll have to take the deck off to do it again. I don't know if I have bolts for it. I think they're 5/16, and some of the bolts in the front holding that fender on are loose. Yeah, I see these are stuff you end up having to do. But it runs pretty smooth. I already tried it real quick. I think the guy kicked the PTO on when I went to get the machine. Because the machine's man. But it's going smooth. And with the clutch adjustment, go around like I said. And just go around one more time and make sure that you lock the lock nuts. Good. It only takes a minute to make sure. And then I'll start it up now. We'll see. I'll let you hear. not messing around with this. As the grass grows, we'll use it in the field and see how it does. So, I don't know. I hope you got something out of this. Some of the clutches on other machines have that same type of clutch, and that's how you adjust them. Just bottom the bolt out, turn it out halfway, tighten up the lock nut, and you're done. So, I think that's it. That's going to be it for this. Next week, we'll dig out the orange 69 Li that we're selling. We got to work on that and see how the mower deck is that I'm putting on that. I have no idea. I don't know any story about that mower deck, what I did, what's wrong, or anything like that. And I don't feel like looking back on all the videos to see what happened. It just takes too much time. So we'll just start from scratch and see what's going on. And thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the next one, and take care. I left the PTO on before when I shut it off. That's why the mower deck stopped short. Take care. That's it.